Showdown at the Spectrum continues next with Ladies Division action with the Yankee Rose, Miss Georgia Washington, set to lock it up against THC Taylor Hollycombs.
The next match is set for one fall with a 15-minute time limit. Introducing first, from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, here is the Yankee Rose, Miss Georgia Washington.
And Miss Georgia Washington here, the Yankee Rose, seems to be more interested in her own solo career than she does in being Kurt Angle's valet.
Yeah, they're like Clark Kent and Superman. You never see them together.
Miss Georgia's ego and bad attitude have certainly conspired together to make this woman one of the most unpopular in the ladies' division.
Yes, but with all that notwithstanding, what we've got here is a serious battle of two Pennsylvania stars competing in front of a hometown audience. But it's definitely gonna be Taylor Hollycombs. From right here in Philly, who's gonna win the hearts and minds here in the Spectrum tonight?
And her opponent, from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, THC Taylor Hollycombs.
THC, a former women's international champion, enjoying something of a resurgence these days as the newest member of Les Femmes Fatales, guided by Dynamite Jeannie Parker, the women's world champion.
And she's gradually starting to gel with partners Jet Williams and Mimi Emerson. I'm sure as time goes on, she's going to be allowed to carry more of the load with her new partners. Jeannie Parker was asked if she sees THC as a diamond in the rough, with Jeannie just smiling and saying, no, she's already polished to a shine. And Jeannie's good word carries a lot of weight around here.
All right, we got two different girls from two different worlds, and let's see how it all shakes out. Walt Rothburn rings the bell. The ladies come center ring. They lock it up, collar and elbow. Georgia Washington goes behind. Slams down Taylor Hollycombs. Hanging on to that waist lock. THC back on her feet. Goes behind on Georgia Washington. Slams her down. And into a headlock. Well, we got some chain action going on here. This is pretty impressive stuff so far. Georgia Washington with a chop. Taylor Hollycombs with a slap of the arm. Goes behind. German suplex. THC. Oh, man, catches a shot from Georgia Washington. Georgia Washington lines up the arm. Goes behind. Taylor Hollycombs responds with an elbow to the face. Oh, look at this. All the way up and all the way down Flosswater from Taylor Hollycombs. THC catches it. Oh, look at this. Winds her up into a Russian leg sweep. Georgia Washington not mounting a whole lot of offense so far. THC misses with the drop kick. Georgia Washington with a glancing kick. Whips Taylor Hollycombs to the ropes, and an elbow takes down THC. Georgia Washington rounds her up, misses with the slap. Taylor Hollycombs with a kick to the midsection. A rebound off the ropes, and whoa, what a beautiful neck breaker from THC. Taylor Hollycombs with a whole lot of contempt for Georgia Washington. Georgia Washington with a corkscrew neck breaker. Oh, that might not be good for Taylor. Now into a head scissors. Taylor Hollycombs escaping the hold right away. THC rounds up Georgia Washington. Has her up. One arm scoop slam. Nicely done. THC rounds up Georgia. Look at this. Whoa. What a nice submission right there. Stretching everything available. Georgia Washington frees the leg. Takes down Taylor Hollycombs with a drop toe hold. Georgia Washington with a snapmare. Drives a knee into the back of Taylor Hollycombs. Georgia rounds her up. THC says, no you don't. Winds up taking down Georgia Washington. Oh, the fans just loving THC right here, talking about, look how strong I am. Georgia Washington out there on the apron. THC moves in on her. Kick to the midsection from Georgia. And an elbow that takes Taylor Holly Combs down. Oh, Georgia Washington quickly countered by THC. Has her up. Beautiful Hurricane Rana. That was quick. Georgia Washington quickly back on her feet, though, and an elbow takes down Taylor Holly Combs. Fans can hate Georgia Washington all they want, but you got to admit that lady's got some skill. Taylor Holly Combs shoves her away. Oh, catches a nasty knee from Georgia Washington. Georgia measuring it. Drives another knee into the head of Taylor Holly Combs. THC rounded back up to her feet. Kick to the midsection from Georgia. And she's setting up the neck breaker and nails it. The tides are starting to turn here for Taylor Holly Combs. A stomp missed. And a spear from Taylor Holly Combs. Well, we don't see that every day. Georgia Washington tries for the slam, but no. Taylor Holly Combs real quick with the counter into a loose desk press and a whole bunch of hard right hands to the head of the Yankee Rose. The fans just loving it. We going outside now. Referee's already started the count. Georgia with a hard forearm takes down THC. Gathers her back up again. Georgia Washington whipped into the ring steps. Ow. Oh, man. Georgia Washington rounded back up to her feet by Taylor Holly Combs with an arm drag, a quick counter from Georgia. Georgia with Taylor up over the shoulders. But, oh, man. Oh, what a nasty slam that was. Georgia Washington rounds up Taylor. Taylor says, oh, no, you don't. Delivers an elbow to the leg and drops Georgia Washington back into the ring steps again. Man, the fans are absolutely eating it up. Taylor Holly Combs, the Philadelphia girl, firmly in control of Georgia Washington at the present time as the referee continues to count. Another shot into the ring steps for Georgia Washington. And the Yankee Rose is starting to wilt a little bit here. Whoa-ho! Almost pitched through your screen right there by Taylor Holly Combs. The count continues on Georgia Washington. Taylor Holly Combs breaks the count, starts it all over again, takes herself outside to go after Georgia. Misses with the kick. Whoa, nasty elbow from Georgia Washington. Takes down Taylor Holly Combs, and look at this. Georgia Washington doing a little bit of showing off herself. The fans don't like it. THC driven into the barricade almost through your screen. Georgia Washington drives her head into the barricade. Absolutely ruthless. Taylor Holly Combs pitched to the other side of the ring as Georgia Washington makes her way back inside. The referee continues the count on Taylor Holly Combs. Georgia Washington restarting the count again to go out after Taylor Holly Combs, rounds her back up to her feet. They lock it up, they tussle. Taylor Holly Combs shows her away. Georgia Washington brought back inside the ring as order is finally restored here. Taylor Holly Combs goes behind, drives an elbow into the throat of Georgia Washington, and down she goes. Georgia being dragged center ring. Taylor Holly Combs covers, hooks the leg. 1, 2, what a near fall. As Georgia Washington powers out of the pin, a kick to the face. And check out Taylor Holly Combs going, look how strong I've gotten. Well, now, okay. Clothesline to Georgia, a second clothesline, and a beautiful kick from Taylor Holly Combs. Georgia back on her feet, grabs Taylor by the hair, snap and there, fails to drop the knee into the back of THC. Taylor catches another knee instead, and down she goes. This one's been a lot of back and forth, that's for sure. Georgia Washington countered by Taylor Holly Combs with 2 elbows. A spinning back fist. Wood, down she went. She might be gone. 1, 2, 3. The Yankee Rose has definitely wilted. Taylor Holly Combs wins this one by pinfall.
Ladies and gentlemen, the time of the fall, 6 minutes and 48 seconds. Your winner, Taylor Holly Combs.
Well, now listen to that house, man. They are loving it. Taylor Holly Combs pulling off a win over the much reviled Georgia Washington. And, well, the fans are happy to see it, and, well, quite frankly, so am I.
It's true, Tex. RWL fans are absolutely rabid in their loyalties. And, well, let's face it, outside of Kurt Angle, there are very few people that can put up with Georgia Washington. And, well, Taylor Holly Combs absolutely performed beautifully this evening.
It was an earned win in front of a hometown crowd. You can't go wrong.
Well, all right, amigos, we still got a whole lot of Supercard to get through, and we'll be back with all of that right after this. Stick around.